viewers, welcome to my channel itechsolution. Today I will discuss on website program where XML file are used and XML file are added to DATAGRID to show inbuilt data. So first of all, I add and new items for XML file. The XML file option is here. To create a new XML file and the file is added here. You know, XML is an extensible markup language which is like a HTML page, but it is acting as a source of data holding for another page. So XML file is to create with some tag, suppose state. I want to list some states view states of India to a grid view. So I will use a tag state. Next, within this state I will add a tag serial num. Suppose this is 1, and separate tag will create for name of state. So suppose HP1 state of India. Next I will copy this tag, because this tag will acting as a row for a table data. So it will provide this new row and new data. The row is row data value is this, and the heading will be according to this serial number and name. And similarly for this next serial number will be 2. It will be in second row, and the state will be, suppose it is UP. Another state, say I will paste third one is here. State will be third, serial number will be third, and the name of state will be, suppose Delhi. So this is basic things for name of 3 states I stored in this XML file, and now I will show it in a grid view, that is showing in a page and in a data grid. So I will see whether it is available or not in data options. No, this is grid view is here. Data grid, I want to add this data grid to do my things, to explain these things. So I will go to tools and add tool items, and it will take a little bit of time, and shows there the data grid to add this value tools in the toolbox. So the skin is here. I choose the option of toolbox is data grid. Yes, this is data grid. This is data grids. This two option is acting for data grid tool. Okay. Now it will add in this toolbox. So suppose this is data grid. On double click, it will be automatically added to the form default to .aspx. Now I have to done a little namespaces required, and this coding will be suppose will be done in this button, show button. So the text is, suppose it is show data, suppose. So click on this button. I will go to the serve environment, and it is the options that is using namespace. I required is one namespace system dot data, and space system dot configuration, which will acting for seeking configuration dot conf configuration. It is okay. Now I will go to this button event. This is button 1, which is required to show data in the grid view. So now I have assumed that I have a table in XML file, but in structure I have to create a data set to hold this structure. So DS will be data structure, new data set. That is DS is a member of data set class. Data set is required to hold the structure of the table. Now the XML file will read in the data into the DS. So DS is acting as read XML for this option. Read XML is acting here, and the file is the served by the server dot map path. The rule is to define the path for this file. So in this case, this command will execute to find the file, whether XML file is in this folder or not. So it will find this folder automatically. So I have to write the file name also only, file XML. So this is the file name which will be accessed by the command server.mappath, and it will be stored in the dataset DS. So it is okay. Now I have to call my data grid here. This is data grid 1, so I call it to receive data. So data grid 1 is here, and data source will be DS. DS is here, and there is a action of data grid that it should binding with the action. So data grid 1 action is to bind the grid data. So this is called as data bind. So this is an action of data grid 1. So I will now compile it, build the solution, and now this two line executing here is for dataset, and dataset holding the XML file data, and this data will showing in the data grid 1, and it will give as data grid 1 dot data source equal DS, and the data bind property should be given to holding this value in repeated time. So I will configure it, and it is ready now. I will build this debugging this page, and on the clicking on showing show button, yes, it will it's definitely showing the values of XML files. So let us see. Yes, a little slow, my machine is little slow. So it is invoking the page. Yes, it is invoking the default to that page, and then I click on show. Yes, it is doing the things which we have designed. That is the serial number 1 is HP, and 2 is UP, and third is Delhi. Here 1 is repeating because we have something wrong done, because repeating the value is repeating the data also. So we will correct it in XML file. This problem is in XML file. So let us see whether the repeat is occurred. This is state. Yes, it is closed. this is cell number 2 UP state. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. One more time I have pasted here, so I will cut it from this area because I have data only 3 times. Required data is only up to the third value, number 1, number 2, number 3, and save it, and I will refresh the page here, and I think it will be corrected. Already it is closed, so I debug it once again, so it will act as I have saved the data. Yes, this was again I have done wrong because I had run the XML file, so I should keep my default page as default 2, then it will run this page. Yes, there is something wrong with this default page value. Now it will be correcting. Yes, it is loading the default page, and now click on the show. Yes, it is done. That is, number 1 is HP, the state name is here, the state name is UP, and the state name is Delhi. Thank you guys. I think it is okay now, and you will able to do a little bit to adding XML file and into the invoking the values in a DATAGRID view. Thanks for viewing this video, and if it is liked by you, please subscribe to my channel itechsolution.